What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel, and we have another Flux budget build today. This is actually a system that I had, another one that I had laying around whenever I started moving from the computer shop back to my garage, because I'm shutting down my retail location. The whole list of reasons why. Still in business, just going to be online only, which is most of the business anyway. But this system was pushed over to the side. I had built it for a customer that was on a budget, and they never came and picked it up. They never paid for it or anything. So I kind of just forgot about it. Anyway, let me show you what it is, because it's a little unconventional. Probably wouldn't build it. Probably don't recommend it in 2024, late 2024. All right, guys, so you might have some of these parts laying around. This is an RX 580 8GB graphics card. These can be found for relatively cheap. This is, November of 2024. These cards are not in high demand at all. As for this setup, this is a X99 motherboard, one of the Chinese ones, and we have a Xeon 2650 V4. So that is a 12-core, 24-thread Xeon. We have a single stick of 8 gigs of RAM in there. I was curious, and I'll probably end up doing this at a later time, but I wonder if dual channel or quad channel helps out the hash rate on Warthog. So we are putting this rig on Warthog and gonna see what it'll do and compare it to other rigs we've had in the past. All right, so there's the CPU, the E5 2650 V4, and that is showing up as 24. We do have all the cores enabled, I believe. I'll double check that on the flight sheet here in a second. And then there is the RX 580 8 gig, doing right at 195 mega hash. So let's go look up the profitability on that. Right, going over to the mining calculator, right now the coin price is 81 cents on Warthog, 195 mega hash. That's gonna get you 0.45, or almost half a Warthog coin a day, which is 37 cents. I'm more interested in the coin or the yields, because I'm not gonna be selling my Warthog off. I think there is definitely possible growth and price appreciation in the future. Just for reference, it is November 29th, 2024. But this is not financial advice. Tread with caution, do your own research. I'm just a guy in a box showing you what I'm doing. Now, let me see if I'm gonna mess with some overclocks and see if I can't pull any more hash rate out of this. Right, so oddly enough, I took all overclocks off of it because it originally had a little bit of a core overclock, and the hash rate went up. So we're at 205 mega hash. But I was thinking the other Xeon, the older Xeon with only 8 cores, was barely doing 220 with a 5700 XT. Let's see if this newer Xeon with more cores will let this 5700 XT hash a little bit higher. All right, so I got the 580 swapped out and the 5700 XT in there. And one thing that I wanted to talk about, people were talking about it on my last video when I did a 3050, and they were like, hey, my 3050 does more mega hash than that. Well, on Warthog, it mines technically on both your CPU and your GPU. So if you have a really weak CPU, but you have a baller GPU, you're gonna be CPU bottlenecked. And then vice versa. You could have a big baller CPU, but a wimpy GPU, and then that you're gonna be GPU limited. So you need to find like a good even balance, and let's see if this does any better. All right, so that 5700 XT, we are up to 248 mega hash, and that's at stock clocks. I tried messing with it. I don't know exactly how to overclock well for Warthog. It seems like anytime I add any overclocks, I end up losing hash rate. But yeah, not as good as I thought it'd be. So we got about a, 30 mega hash, 40 mega hash gain over a 580. I thought a 5700 XT would be a huge jump up. I think I still might be CPU bound. Let me see how many threads I have enabled. That might be why I have 15 threads enabled, because the last CPU is a 16 threaded CPU. This one's 24, so I'll enable 23. I was always told you need to leave at least one available because it could lock up the system. I don't know how true that is. Let's apply that. Update, create new flight sheet, and let's see what kind of hash rate we can get. All right, there we go. We're getting 323 mega hash now on that 5700 with that 2650 V4 using set at 23 threads. So that is much better. Let me pull up the calculator here and see what that's equaled out to. let's see here, so 323 mega hash. That comes out to 3/4 of a wart a day, or 0.75 coins a day at 61 cents. Call me crazy, I don't know, this system might actually be profitable, and that's only with mining Warthog. You can do dual mining, and I'm going to be exploring that coming up into the future. It looks like I have another Warthog rig. Also, I am running my memory in single channel. I'm going to be, I need to get some more DDR4 that's matched up, and then I'll try dual channel and quad channel, because these motherboards do support quad channel as well. As for temperatures, we seem to be, what are we at here? Let me make sure the CPU is not running too hot. So CPU's at 66 degrees. Some people were questioning the tower coolers that I sell. Goodness. So this tower cooler is the one that's on my website. I think I have it for like 15 bucks. They say they're rated up to like 100, 110 watts. They seem to be doing okay. It's keeping that 12 core, 24 thread at a balmy 66 degrees Celsius, and the GPU is at 66 degrees Celsius as well. You can't make that up. So as for intake, I have one fan here, I have one exhaust fan there, and then technically this fan needs to be flipped around so that way it'll push that heat out. Right now it's pulling air in. I guess it's pulling cool air in, but not really. It'd be better if it was pushing that hot air out. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this setup together, and then I don't think I'm gonna be mining on that setup anymore. It was that 8-core Xeon on the older architecture was heavily holding back this 5700 XT. So that's what I mean by you have to match up a good CPU with a GPU, not go too big on either side, or you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to jump off here. I hope y'all have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.